Alright, hey everybody, welcome to another episode of TW Look to Global 1987. We're back with some GCW, and we are here, the go-home show for GCW Fuel. And this is the final show before Championship Wrestling 178 Ace of Spades. So tonight, we're starting off with a pre-show. We've got Chavo, Alex Wright, and Rey Mysterio facing off against the LWO, with new member Damien 666. And Rey gets the victory over Hector Garza. Not much to say, great match, 92 for Rey, just to get the crowd energized and ready for the show to begin. And we're starting off with Syndicate. They're cutting a promo in the ring, and Dustin Rhodes and Sting comes out, and it's announced that tonight we're going to see Dustin and Sting versus Show Rock in the main event. Gets a 79. We're starting off with a triple threat match, the winner of which being added to the six-pack challenge in the main event of Ace of Spades, and Booker T gets that victory over Chris Candido and Billy Kidman. So gets an 83, and Booker added to our six-pack challenge. We've got the Awesome Disco, Mike Awesome and Disco Inferno cutting a promo, and the LWO without Eddie come out to attack them. And it gets a 41, so not great, but you know what? Could have been worse. We're backstage with Gene Okerlund interviewing the Nation of Domination under The Rock's new leadership. And tonight, D'Lo Brown faces off against Farouk. Of course, The Rock and Farouk both part of the six-pack challenge at Ace of Spades, 58 for that. DDP gets a victory over the Southern Outlaws next with the DDP DDT. This was our car crash match, and did pretty well, got a 71. Afterwards, JJ Dillon comes out and adds DDP to the six-pack challenge, because I don't think I actually did the angle to add him. So DDP, The Rock, Farouk, Booker T, Dustin Rhodes, and I'm missing one. Who am I missing? Sting. So that's the six guys for the six-pack challenge, gets an 86. BPI are cutting a promo up next, and they're the new tag team champions, and Billy Gunn and the Road Dogg come out, and they're going to be getting a tag title rematch against Storm and Benoit on pay-per-view at Ace of Spades. Gets a 63. Raven is in action next, defending the television championship against Triple H, and Raven does end up getting the victory when he hits that beautiful even flow DDT. Of course, Canyon interfering in the match, which cost Triple H, of course. So Raven, despite being on the shelf for like a year and a half, still pulls a 66, so that's not bad. Triple H did not want to do the job here tonight, but that is alright. Canyon and Raven beat down Triple H afterwards, and Perry Saturn comes out to make the save, and this leads to a tag match this weekend at Ace of Spades, Canyon and Raven versus Perry Saturn and Triple H. Farouk and D'Lo have their match up next in a wild brawl. Farouk gets the victory with a Dominator, and he gets a 74. The Undertaker cuts a promo next, and Mankind comes out. And these two are facing off at Ace of Spades, of course, for the Heavyweight Championship. And Undertaker here in this segment calls Paul Bearer a liar about everything that happened with his younger brother. And Mankind, comes out, and it's announced that they're going to have a street fight on pay-per-view. So it gets an 83. And in our main event, Sting and Dustin Rhodes get the victory over Show Rock, and it gets an 80. So it gets an 82, not too bad. We made $1.2 million on that show, and we improved our popularity in a few regions. Japan jumping up, Mexico jumping up, Puerto Rico and Hawaii also growing in the U.S. Also, last episode we were looking to sign Scott Hall. Unfortunately, after I cut the video, I simulated a few days to advance to our current week, and he unfortunately got an offer from World Championship Wrestling, and it was not an offer that I was willing to match or try to compete against. If we look at it, he got offered, where can I find his contract? Would that be under WCW? World Championship Wrestling roster, Scott Hall contract. $78,000 a month. For Scott Hall, I mean, Hall is great, but I didn't really have any plans for him. So, even though he's pretty great, unfortunately, we're not getting Scott Hall. And I think Bam Bam Bigelow also got his re-sign. Yeah, he got his re-sign. So, all good. We're fine. Triple H is pissed, so we're gonna be generous. We're gonna give him a bonus. And you know what? Just because you put Raven over, I'm gonna offer you $25,000. Hopefully, yeah, okay. So perfect. How's our merchandise doing? 6%. And Steve Austin, our bestseller, and Quinn Sanders put a comment on the latest video, and he asked to make either Sting, Brian Pillman, or Steve Austin the figurehead. And, you know, I agree, we need a figurehead. And I was looking at the potential candidates, and I think you can tell who's going to be the figurehead just by the merchandise sales and just overall popularity. So our new figurehead is Steve Austin. He will be established in the role next year. So on the 23rd of September 97, he'll be established as a figurehead, and it will actually impact our sales and our attendances and merchandise, everything. So it's going to take a while, and because of storylines and the way it's looking, Austin was the right choice, and I don't think anybody's going to come close to Steve Austin for the plans that we have for him for the remainder of the 90s and early 2000s. Even Sting, you know, I have Sting until I think 2003, right? And I don't think I'm going to have plans for him until 2003, so I might have to cut Sting's deal short eventually because he's over. I'm using him for now. I'm going to have him for... I can use him for the next, 2 years, easily. But after that, you know, it comes down to what am I going to do with Sting, you know. But for the time being, I'm good. Well, that's going to be it for Fuel. So we still got Rival TV. So we're done with this one. So Mankind's got a new catchphrase, apparently. Rival TV. I don't think I'm going to show the booking process for this one because I still have a pay-per-view to do. So we're just going to show the results, and we'll be right back. Alright, we're here for Rival TV number 4, and we're starting off with Shane Douglas and Jerry Lynn cutting a promo against one another. They're facing off tonight, and this is the final quarterfinal match of the inaugural Rival Pro Heavyweight Championship Tournament. So, gets a 53. Mosh in action against Steven Richards up next, and Mosh does get the victory using the ropes for leverage. Afterwards, Mosh and Thrasher beat down Steven Richards and the Blue Meanie, and Nova makes his debut, comes out to make the save, and it gets a 28. Taz is cutting a promo next, and Rob Van Dam comes out, pissed off that Taz cost him his qualifying match in the inaugural Rival Pro Championship Tournament against Johnny Ace. So they agreed to a match next week. Taz versus RVD gets a 47. Steve Blackman gets a victory over Balls Mahoney in 449 with a guillotine choke. It's a 31. Johnny Ace is cutting a backstage promo on Shane Douglas and Jerry Lynn, who he'd rather face in the finals of the Heavyweight Championship Tournament. And we have Shane Douglas versus Jerry Lynn next. And this is not a quarterfinal. I meant this is a semifinals match. Yeah. And Shane Douglas ends up winning, which means that the former GCW World Tag Team Champions, Johnny Ace and Shane Douglas, will be facing off in the finals of the Rival Pro Heavyweight Championship Tournament. So it gets a 60, and we end the show with a 55. And not too shabby. Could have been worse. So Rival TV did alright. Rival Pro is doing alright. And it's getting our talent over. It's getting our talent some TV time and some... It's improving them at least. Steve Austin wins award. Most entertaining wrestler today. Well, good. Well, we still got Ace of Spades this episode, so I'm going to sim up to that, and we're going to book Ace of Spades. So I'll be right back with the results right now. Alright, we're here, ladies and gentlemen, at Ace of Spades in front of 20,000 people packed in the Madison Square Garden Arena in New York. We are here to witness the 178th Championship Wrestling Ace of Spades. Of course, named after Motorhead's song. We've got a jam-packed card tonight. We've got a tag title match starting the show. Or not starting the show. We got a tag title match. Lance Storm and Chris Benoit versus the New Age Outlaws. Immediately following, we've got Chris Benoit versus Billy Gunn for the Intercontinental Championship. Triple H and Perry Saturn face off against Kanyon and Cronus. Cronus taking the place of Raven, who could not compete tonight because of storyline reasons. Eddie Guerrero faces off against Disco Inferno, defending his Cruiserweight Championship. The Undertaker faces off against Mankind, Cactus Jack, Dude Love, It's Yet to Be Seen, in a street fight for the Heavyweight Championship. And in the main event, we've got a six-pack challenge with the winner receiving a World Championship opportunity against Mankind, Cactus Jack, or Dude Love, whatever, or The Undertaker at Halloween Hell. So we're starting off the show on the pre-show with just a battle royal with Satoshi Kojima getting the victory. So it gets a 78. We open the show with commentary welcoming everyone to the pay-per-view. Gets a 62. We open with the Cruiserweight Championship match with Eddie Guerrero retaining the Cruiserweight Championship against Disco, hitting that frog splash and making defense number 1 of the Cruiserweight Championship. Gets a 72. Tag title matches up next. We've got Benoit and Storm versus the New Age Outlaws, and Benoit and Storm make defense number 1 of the World Tag Team Championships when Lance Storm submitted Road Dogg with a Canadian Maple Leaf. Gets an 83. And immediately afterward, the Intercontinental Championship is on the line. Chris Benoit and Billy Gunn, and Chris Benoit gets that victory with the Crippler Crossface, and he retains the Intercontinental Championship. Next up is Triple H and Perry Saturn versus Cronus and Kanyon. And Triple H sustained a strained wrist. That's unfortunate, but it's fine. It's not a bad injury. Triple H and Perry Saturn defeat Cronus and Kanyon when Perry Saturn submitted his former tag team partner with the Rings of Saturn. This was our car crash match, and Triple H and Perry Saturn showed excellent chemistry for some reason. I'm not going to argue against it. Whatever, I'll take it. They're never going to team again probably, but I'll take it. 72. Next up is the World Heavyweight, or the World Championship match. The Undertaker versus Cactus Jack. In a street fight, The Undertaker gets the victory over Cactus Jack, hitting that choke slam, we'll say on a bed of nails or something. Not a bed of nails, maybe some thumbtacks. Probably GCW wouldn't do nails, but we'll do thumbtacks. The Undertaker gets that victory and makes defense number 2 of the GCW Heavyweight, or the GCW Championship title. Cactus Jack with a 73 and The Undertaker with a 92 gets us a 90, but we're not done yet. Our main event, a 6-pack challenge. We've got Sting, Dustin Rhodes, Diamond Dallas Page, Farouk, The Rock, and of course, Booker T. So let's get right into it. 84, I expected worse. In a good match, The Rock defeats DDP, Sting, Dustin, Farouk, and Booker T when The Rock pinned Diamond Dallas Page with a rock bottom. During the match, we also saw Stevie Ray run in and attack Booker, so they're continuing their feud, and Steve Austin attack Dustin Rhodes, so they're continuing their feud. Gets an 84, and we end the show with an 83. So address the locker room, we're going to tell The Undertaker good job. We're going to tell Sting good job. Dustin was pissed, so we're going to tell him good job. Hopefully limit that a little bit. And we'll tell Chris Benoit. Everybody's pleased. 6 days is fine. He's working through it. We're good. $7 million. And popularity recap, Northwest grew 2 points. Fantastic. Puerto Rico grew a point. Hawaii grew a point. Japan, all over. Fantastic show. Media scrum. All right. Now we have to answer some questions. This is the first time that this happens. I've never had a media scrum after an event. So we'll see if we do well. With tonight's show complete, you have chosen to take part in Media Scrum. We saw Al Snow have an off night tonight. Is his inconsistency going to hold him back in GCW? I have faith that he will become more consistent. I'm sure there wasn't one night. We're not answering with that. Everyone has a night off. Give him a break. Damien Sixes, same thing. The highly regarded GCW Halloween Hell is hovering into view. What should fans expect? I can assure you it's going to be a fantastic show. Great stuff planned. Aces up our sleeve. I can't wait, and neither can us. We're bringing our A game for this one. It seems like everyone agrees that GCW Ace of Spades have been a successful show. What are your thoughts now that it's over? I'm delighted it went up. It was a good show. We can still, of course. Honestly, it was okay. I think no, it was a great show. It was a huge success. The whole roster should be happy. Looking at your competition, do you have any comments to make about Vince McMahon, the owner of the WWF? He's a sex abuser. We're going to answer this one like Jesse Ventura would. So how would Jesse Ventura answer this question? He wouldn't answer this. He wouldn't answer this. Personally can't stand him. He would answer with this, but I'm not going to rustle any feathers here. It's known that Riggs and Grindmaster Sexay really don't like each other. Does this reflect badly on your locker room environment? As long as they remain professional, I don't intend to get involved. So it went well. The roster seemed to be happy with my answers. This is the first time I do the media scrum. I was not expecting that. This just threw me off, but whatever. It happens. We're good. We're going to keep moving. GCW. Let's see what went on. Go to hell. Kane is back. Boris Malenko says Satoshi Kojima is going to be a star. Ace of Spades was shown, got a .14 TV rating. So 111,000 viewers. This is Japan. And the buy rate, 7.85, 3.9 million buys. Triple H is injured. It's unfortunate, but that's fine. Hercules and Greg are leaving tomorrow. Dustin, because you put The Rock over, you weren't happy about it, but you know what? Here's another $25,000 just for you. Go to hell. All right. And seemed this went well. Undertaker's title's doing good. Cruiserweight, Intercontinental, Television, Tag. Everything's good in GCW. So, thank you guys for watching this episode of GCW. Make sure to like if you like this video, subscribe if you want more. And we'll see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.